Look, all we're saying is that we want representation, okay? If Republicans are going to have beautiful girls with perfect titties in their ads, we want ads for Democrats too, you know? We want ugly, fat bitches wearing pink wigs and long-ass fake nails being loud and twerking on top of a cop car at a Waffle House because they didn't get extra ketchup.
Hello and welcome back, and thanks for choosing to hang out with your host, the Conservative Bird, and your co-host, me, Double D, and you're on the Brick Road Podcast.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Before we get into everything, please make sure to hit that like, hit that share, hit the subscribe, smash the notification. It's the easy and free way to help get our channel to grow as big as possible. And Double D, I guess nowadays we're just setting people that we disagree with politically on fire. Is that like the new trend? Is that?
I think that's where we're at, Bird. We are definitely at that. So
this story is wild to me. I don't understand it. It seems like we got a lot of crazy things going on in this country today. With the guy that ran up in the NFL headquarters in New York.
That was insane.
Who they said was a white man that on camera,
yes,
just looking at it, the dude looked like Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I know he did look like Myles Garrett.
I'm watching this. I'm like, are these people serious? Are they being real right now?
They were dead serious. Dude. They
1000%.
They knew already that they were lying. They just didn't care because that's what they do. That's CNN, man.
Right.
That's what they do. The Commie News Network is probably the most untrustworthy network next to MSNBC, CBS, ABC.
Which, from what I've heard, is MSDNC is getting ready to just be sold for pennies on the dollar.
That's all they're worth. I don't even know if they're worth that.
Man, that's wild. Think about
honestly,
it, though. Think about it,
they'd
though.
have
That's
to
like
pay me to buy it.
Yeah, think about it, though. That's like one of our biggest mainstream medias out there, and they're getting ready to be sold for next to nothing because there is zero credibility with the mainstream media anymore.
You know what it makes me wonder, looking back on the past now, because for half of my life, you only had 4 or 5 networks, so that was it. You know, CNN didn't come around until I was like 18.
Right.
So you had CNN, but before that, all you had was NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox.
Exactly.
And even Fox was relatively new at the time, by the way. So what I've been wondering is, have they just been lying to us my entire life?
Yeah, well, you're not supposed to believe the media no matter what. They don't know what they're talking about. They just talk out of their ass 90% of the time. It's not the same day and age as like Walter Cronkite, you know, when he just gave you the news and that was it.
Yeah, but now I'm beginning to wonder if was he really giving us the news, or was he only giving us what he was allowed to give us?
That's true, because, you know, to be fair, he could have been giving us everything he knew and not known all the stories or everything. Who really knows? You're not supposed to trust man at the end of the day. We're never going to know anyway. Now. Yeah. You're not supposed to trust people at the end of the day anyway. You know, you take everything that anyone says just with a grain of salt and just take it for what it is, and that's it.
My father used to say, believe only half of what you see, or believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. That's how he would say it.
Exactly.
And now I'm just getting to the point where I can't even believe my eyes anymore, thanks to AI.
Speaking of not believing eyes or believing what you see, I can't believe this story. Let's check this out. So, like we were talking, this dude literally got set on fire. Like, this isn't like some, like, you know, metaphor for something. This dude literally got set on fire by
obviously a political enemy.
It's crazy.
He's a Republican
shocking
too,
attack
right?
in Virginia. A Danville city councilman was doused in gasoline and then set on fire. This attack happening on Wednesday. Here's what we know at this point. The city councilman, Lee Vogler, was at his place of employment, which is a local magazine office, when a man forced his way into the locked building and then doused Vogler in gasoline. Vogler shouted for someone to call 911, then ran outside of the building where the suspect then allegedly chased him down and set him on fire. Wow. Vogler was flown to the hospital burn unit with serious injuries. The suspect is Shotzi Michael Buck Hayes. He was arrested at the scene. He's facing charges including attempted murder. Investigators say the motive appears to be personal and not related to politics or...
No, they're just saying that because he's a Republican and the guy's probably a Democrat. That's why they're saying it's not related to politics. It's the same reason why, like, when a white person doesn't do a crime, they don't say they don't say the race of the person. It's all the same shit. No, they sure don't. It's all the same shit. It's all just identity politics. This guy, it was probably has to do with something that guy voted or was opposed on, and he didn't like it. Right? Why else would he go to the guy's place of business when he's a lawmaker? Why wouldn't he just go to his home or something and do this to him then?
Maybe it was something to do with his business too.
Right. Well, they said it was like...
but that, I mean, nothing, there's no reason that justifies it.
Right.
No reason whatsoever. But obviously, we're just trying to figure it out too.
Yeah, so we're learning it as everybody else is learning it. You know, we know
pretty much.
We know as much as we can know, basically.
But I'm going to say this: he looks like a Democrat.
He does. He does.
Vogler's work as a city councilman. Vogler's a father of two. He was working at the magazine as a salesman. The publisher says there was no indication that he felt threatened prior to this attack. So there's a lot we still don't know. But what a crazy story! Joining us now, Kirk Buchalter, professor of law at New York Law School. He's also a former detective with the New York Police Department. Welcome to you. Wow, this is some wild case. I don't know the extent of his injuries, but I can't imagine it's good. If you're in the room as a detective with this suspect, what questions are you asking him right off the bat as part of the interrogation?
So we already know a great deal in that the victim, unfortunately, and the perpetrator here knew each other, and that this attack appears to be based on something outside of politics, some interaction between the two. So the most obvious question as an investigator would be why.
But if the guy didn't feel threatened at all, I don't understand how that comes into play unless it has something to do with it he doesn't realize that the dude doesn't like.
What was the guy's name again? The assailant? Shotzi something?
Shotzi. Hold on. We can go back a little bit.
You know what? No, actually, you know what? I'll just put in Shotzi. It'll probably come right up.
Yeah.
Why did you commit this act?
Okay.
So what's the deal with this guy?
I don't know. This is weird, though.
Interestingly enough, that is not going to be absolutely critical to the prosecution of the suspect, because this was clearly and not only intentional, but premeditated and deliberate, given all that, if you could prove that he knew the victim, the act of obtaining the gasoline and bringing it to the location. But still, to close the loop, you certainly want to know the motive. This is also important in case the suspect at some point would claim that he was not guilty or criminally responsible by reason of insanity.
How about just the nature of the act itself?
Of course he is. We already know that he's going to do that.
He's trying to play the crazy card already, man. Look at that.
Sad.
It's bad enough if someone shoots or stabs someone, but to douse them in gas.
It doesn't say anything about his political affiliation. I just tried to look that up. But dude, he had a 5-gallon jug of gasoline.
So he was trying to do some damage.
He was trying to not only kill him, he was trying to burn down the entire place around him too.
Wild.
Gasoline and set them on fire. I mean, that's another level of torture.
It certainly is. It calls to mind that in as little as 2 or 3 days, we've seen these random, they seem somewhat, well, let's say, unexpected, horrific acts. You had the shooting in New York, and here, who would expect to be doused with gasoline and set on fire?
Nobody.
No one. It's a crime that certainly shows the suspect had a high level of animus for the defendant. And the suspect, I would have to say, is suffering from some type of emotional or mental break. Doesn't mean that he is someone who would not be criminally responsible.
It doesn't justify your actions. It doesn't mean you can just go throw gasoline on people, because obviously, if you have enough thought process to go buy gasoline to throw on somebody and then bring it there, and that was your thing, that's criminal intent. That's premeditated.
Oh, dude, he knew exactly what he was doing,
premeditated. That's not. He's not crazy. He's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, he might be sociopathic or psychopathic for sure, but he knows exactly. You can tell by the look on his face. He knows right from wrong.
He knows right
That's
from wrong.
anger. That face is anger, not crazy.
Yep.
By virtue of that, but it certainly shows a deviation in his thinking.
The fact that the victim is a city official, even if that wasn't the reason, the motive.
Actually, you know what? I retract my statement. If he is a Democrat, he's automatically crazy.
Well,
does that have any impact on the legal part of this case, Kirk?
I can see it having an impact only that this person is likely to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And why is that? Because attacks on our governmental entities, be they police officials or elected officials, this is a couple of steps away from anarchy, and this is not how we solve our problems in this country. So whether it was related to the councilman's position or unrelated, certainly he is a councilman, and I would think the jurisdiction there want to send a message, state of Virginia want to send a message that attacks on elected officials will simply not be tolerated.
What type of?
It's just common sense.
It is common sense. You know what, Bird? You know what we need to do, man? We need to change our punishment. We should let the punishment match the crime.
Yeah.
So if you set somebody on fire and you're found guilty for it, then you should be set on fire. If that person died from being set on fire, then the person who's, the offendant should be set on fire until he dies.
I mean, it's definitely an idea. It's 1,000% an idea.
Exactly. And before you roll this next clip, I'd like to say, if you are guilty of beating somebody down and you are found guilty of that crime, you too, your punishment should be a major beatdown.
Yeah.
If you had you and 10 other people and you're kicking somebody in their head and stomping their head, then your punishment should be you get your head stomped too. I'm all about it. I think we should have legislation that says let the crime match, or let the time match the crime. So if you beat somebody down, you get a beat down. If you set someone on fire, you get set on fire. You shoot somebody in the face with whatever it is you shoot them with, you get shot in the face.
Hey,
you have the same.
That goes back to the old school. That goes back to the old school way of where if you touch the stove,
for an eye.
No, you touch the stove. Then we're going to put your hand on the stove and let you see how hot it really is.
That's right. Maybe an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Maybe it is about time. Maybe it's time to start. Maybe it's time to start getting biblical on these motherfuckers.
Speaking of beating and everything, that kind of segues into our next thing of this crazy ass shit that happened in Cincinnati. What was it, over the weekend, last weekend or something?
It happened on Friday. And the media didn't even I mean, we're talking crickets, dude, from every single major outlet, including Fox News, by the way.
We get crickets from the media, but we get more talk about it from the actual vice president. It's wild to me, dude. That is wild. J.D. Vance actually had to come on and say something about this to get people to notice it and take recognition.
Do you realize that if the person who was the one videotaping this didn't think that what she was doing by putting it up, if she thought that she obviously thought that what she was an accomplice to a crime. Right. But she videotaped all of this and put it up on, what was it, Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or some shit.
She probably put it on social medias.
She put it on social medias and stuff. So that's the only reason why now it has almost 1 billion views, by the way. It's there. It's up there. The whole world is seeing the truth now.
So before we get into it, everybody, if you guys don't know what happened, There was a jazz festival in Cincinnati where
Friday night.
Yeah, where a white couple and I believe it was like another white lady that was like a single mother got attacked by a violent mob of I think a bunch of black people, right?
Yeah. Oh, dude, a complete huge mob of black people.
A bunch of black people.
Now they're trying to accuse the old white guy with the bald head, saying that he's the reason it all started. But they were taunting him, dude.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't justify it. But there's another video of where they were taunting the old white guy, saying, "This ain't 1965. It's 2025 now, old man." Yeah. They were taunting him. The old man smacked him. What he should have done was throat punched him. Is what he should have done.
Yeah,
that's what he should have done. He should have throat punched him. At least that way he would have got a beating for a reason. Right. But that's not what he did. He tried to do that little bitch slap, and this is what happened because of it. But this was happening no matter what. Yeah. They already knew what they were planning on doing. Yeah. I'm going to say it. I'm going to come out and say it. These people were animals with what they were doing. They had no control 1,000%. Over themselves, and I'm so sick and tired of hearing about how they were drunk.
But the crazy thing about this to me, Double D, is if this was on the other shoes and this was a violent mob of white people doing this, dude.
Every single one of those white people, including the camera lady, would be in jail.
White supremacists, white nationalists, the KKK, Nazis. Blah, blah, blah.
All kinds of
blah,
shit,
blah,
dude.
Blah. We would just not hear the end of it.
Let's just be honest. There's an anti-white hatred going on right now. And until we wake up and realize that, and we got a bunch of white liberals right now who are actually in support of that, by the way. The white liberal, Malcolm X was right. He said the worst enemy of the black man and now the enemy of the white man and the Asian man and the Hispanic man, the enemy of America is the white liberal Democrat. And her too. She's definitely an enemy of America.
This is pathetic.
It's very disturbing.
This is pathetic.
And look at her.
She needs to be taken out of Congress immediately.
Oh, she's not running for re-election. She's not running for re-election. She already said that. She already she announced it back in January.
That's
so
why
she thinks she's got
that's why she's saying stuff like this.
She has nothing to lose.
Yeah, I'm on
it. The only thing, that's it. She's out anyway. The only thing she has to lose is her freedom. That's it.
Yep.
And I say they should take that from her.
Yep. How pathetic. Like elbow dropping them like this is the fucking WWF. These dudes are fucking losers.
Yeah. Here's the deal. If you are out in one of these things in Cincinnati at one of these events downtown, make sure you're carrying your CCW with you. Do not drink. Do not smoke. Yep. Don't do anything that will get you in trouble. Yep. So when this shit happens, there'll be a good guy with a gun who can stop this from happening.
Yep.
Yeah, I said it.
I agree.
Damn! Nobody made any racial comments, by the way. I heard the video leading up to this. They were taunting the old man.
Dude,
kept saying this is not 19...
They laid this lady out, bro. How fucking... Yeah. That was a grown man that did that.
Yeah, a grown bitch is what it was. How about just let me have 10 minutes with him? I'll take 10 minutes with that little skinny bastard. I'll show him who the real bitch is.
What kind of man does this?
He's not a man. He's not a man. He's a fucking animal. He's not a man.
Oh my God.
He's not a man. He's not a man. Just like the guy that set the councilman on fire, he's an animal too.
Yep.
This is not about what color they are. This is about their behavior.
This lady wasn't even doing that. She was just trying to de-escalate everything.
All she was trying to do was de-escalate, and she got knocked out by a bitch-ass little punk. And I can't wait. I can't wait till he gets to prison and they sell him for a couple packs of cigarettes. Because a bitch like that's getting sold.
He shouldn't be outside.
He shouldn't be outside? Why? Why can't he be outside? Because he's white?
That's
so
why.
He's not allowed to be
That's
outside?
why.
This is what's
because
wrong.
He's white.
This is what's wrong. Why can't he be outside? What the fuck?
Cincinnati is time out. Cincinnati is a sundown town, but it's a sundown town for white people. Let's call it what it is. If you're white in Cincinnati and you're out after dark, you're probably going to get jumped. My suggestion is carry that gun with you. You know what? I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Yep, make sure you know how to use it.
Well, if they come across me, they're going to be in for a rude awakening.
That's true. So, I'm sorry, that's just like sad. Is this the one that shows the lady?
Yeah, I think so. The one with the does it?
I think
or maybe it's that one.
This
it's
one?
probably. I think it's that one.
Yes,
there it is, right there.
So we're gonna watch this one next. Now, if you guys are squeamish on stuff like this, I'm not squeamish on stuff like this. You might not want to watch because her eye looks pretty gruesome. But
yeah, she got hit pretty hard, and she's actually got a couple of fractures in her face.
So this shows a little bit.
Some little bitch ass thug who thinks he's a hard ass knocked out a middle aged woman. Yeah, you're a real tough guy. Can't wait till you get to prison and find out how tough guys like. Dude, he's gonna find out the hard way, dude. Because if they take this over as a hate crime, if the feds take it over, and the feds need to do the right thing and take this over as a hate crime, Cincinnati is not going to get justice. They didn't even charge him with real felonies, dude. They charged him with assault, felonious assault. That's in the state of Ohio. That's an F4. That's an F4, F3.
That should have been mob assault or whatever that is.
There should have been a hate crime.
Yeah.
It should have been a hate crime.
Suspects in the wild Cincinnati brawl that's now been seen by millions all across the country made their first court appearances. 2 others remain at large, and many questions still linger about exactly what started this melee, as city officials are facing mounting pressure to increase security in the downtown Cincinnati area on weekends. Correspondent Rich McHugh joins us live. Rich, we know more about the injuries of at least one of the people involved, and we do need to warn our viewers that the images may be tough to look at.
Yeah, Nicole, this is our first real look at the female victim in this case. It comes to us from Senator Bernie Moreno, and the woman this is a single mother. It's a picture he's allowed us to share.
Wow,
I bet that little bitch is proud of himself. Everybody in the penitentiary seeing the same picture. So when you get there, you better plan on something really bad happening to you, young man or young bitch.
Her pictures she's allowed to share from Bernie Moreno.
Bitch.
He writes, "This is."
I don't know though, man. The hatred for white people is so big. They might be like, good job.
No, he's going to have to worry about the rednecks, dude.
Yeah.
Holly, she wanted to have a nice evening out with friends. Instead, she got this. Holly gave me permission to release these photos so that others will never suffer what she did. We need and deserve change. This, as the FBI confirms to News Nation, they are now involved. Quote, the FBI has been and will continue closely coordinating with the Cincinnati Police Department on this matter. So far, 5 have been charged, but only 3 arrested, charged with assault and aggravated riot.
Is that the guy that punched her?
Him right here, I think he's the one that punched her. The one behind him. That's the one who actually was out on bail already for $400.
I got you.
On a $400 bill. Look at the little. It's a little bitch behind him. Right there. It's that little candy piece of shit right there.
Man,
he ain't smiling because he knows he's about to get it.
He's still on the loose, but there were 2 people who punched her, including this woman. Her name is Dakira Vernon.
Gotcha, bitch.
Video shows that Miss Vernon is
she's wearing a blonde wig. That's cultural appropriation.
That's fell out of her purse.
Take that blonde wig off of her head.
And it's straight.
Cultural
It's
appropriation.
straight. It's straight.
She's not authorized to wear that.
She has straight blood hair.
Yeah, she has straight blood. It's cultural appropriation. That is racist. This is a hate crime.
Yes.
Walks back around to our victim, punches her, and that's the still I showed you is actually her leaning over, punches her in the face as one of her other co-defendants is seen knocking her out.
At the same
look
time,
at the look on her face. She's like, what? Really? That happened? Yeah, it happened, you fat hog. It happened.
On the city leaders
Fuck
is
that
growing.
Bitch.
The mayor joining the community meeting via Zoom from his vacation to sneers in the room. City council member Victoria Parks, whose post sparked outrage where she wrote, "They begged for that beatdown." And on the chief of police,
what did they get on their knees and say, oh,
yeah, please beat me.
Please,
come on, will you jump me? I know there's 85 of you. Is there any chance that y'all can kick my head to the ground? Please knock me out.
Please
kick my skull in.
Please beat me, sir. Please beat
Victoria
me, sir.
Parks. You know what's embarrassing the most about that is that she has the same last name as Rosa Parks.
Who laid blame in part on us, the
That's
media,
a shame.
for our portrayal of this. Cincinnati residents
she doesn't deserve that
are
name.
not buying it.
Please.
It could have been prevented. I think if you would have had the drones out, they would have been able to capture that much quicker versus relying on tourists and citizens of Cincinnati to call in to let you know what's going on. You should already know what's going on. And that's just a failure.
All right, I'm going to restart it. No.
She's lost the confidence of the city. She has lost the confidence of the business owners. She has lost the confidence of the rank and file, and she should step down and be replaced by an interim chief until a new council comes in.
Now, Senator Bernie Moreno, this just happened, is calling on all federal agencies to consider withholding their funding to Cincinnati in the wake of.
I love it, bro. I love that. Like, this is like the new move, bro. It's like, okay, you guys don't want to comply and you guys don't want to take care of your city and make things safe. Guess what? You're not getting your money either. So I love that Bernie Moreno was willing to put these pictures out and get this lady's story out, because it doesn't seem like the liberal media wants to. They don't want us to know about this stuff. They don't want us to know that these things are happening, because they don't want to see that it's just everybody is capable of doing anything. It's not just white people, not just anybody, but they don't want us to see this because they want the hatred for white people to constantly go and go.
Well,
and
yeah,
go,
dude,
because we're the
they hate us.
majority. Well, it's that, and it's because we're the majority. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they want the majority to have a different mindset from what we have.
Yeah, well, they're gonna have to shoot us then, because that's the only way. I mean, the liberal media can try all they want, but we're growing. We're getting bigger and bigger. Conservatism is back.
Yeah,
this is the strongest conservatism has been since Rush Limbaugh's. Since Rush Limbaugh in the early 2000s.
Remind you, R.I.P.
We're back.
R.I.P. Rush.
Huh?
R.I.P. Rush.
What do you mean? All right. Yes. R.I.P. Rush. Yes.
WLWT Investigates is pushing for answers surrounding that downtown assault that left at least 2 people hurt. Thanks a lot for joining us here at 5 o'clock. I'm Mike Dardis.
Good evening to you. I'm Cherie Palillo.
I feel like we heard about a lot of this. I just want to hear what this scumbag
at 3:06 a.m. First reportedly placed at 3:06 a.m.
First officers were on the scene at 3:12 a.m. The fight was over with when the officers arrived, and the majority of the participants were gone.
WLWT.
Well, no shit, they're going to scatter like cockroaches after they do the crime.
Yeah. The actual fight happened at 10 after 3. Right. It took them 20 minutes to get there.
Do you think that people are just going to stay there around fighting for 20 minutes? They're not UFC fighters. This isn't the octagon. We're not going round for round. We're not saying, all right, you get up, we're going at it again. That's not what happens.
Yeah, this police chief is the worst case of DEI. I can't believe she hasn't resigned yet, but she's going to wait until until they force them to fire her.
That's true.
And then her next union is going to be the female bus drivers of the month union.
Yep.
Because I can't see this woman. That's all she'll never be a cop. She was never a cop to begin with.
No,
she was never a cop. She was a desk jockey politician with a badge. That's all she was.
Has records requests in to see how many officers were working in the central business district when the bars let out. Chief Terry Thigi says the street crime task force worked until about 2 a.m. We know at least one of the responding officers was wearing a body camera. Also, to our count, there are 6 cameras on buildings near West 4th and Elm Street that may have captured part of the incident.
Why is it that they may have captured part of the incident?
Because they know those cameras are 40 fucking years old, dude. That's why.
Right. Lights are the street cameras supposedly might work because it's white people that got beat up. That's exactly why. They're talking about how the street cameras, like there were 6 of them and they might have worked. It's because a bunch of white people got beat up and they don't want to show the reason why.
Oh, they absolutely don't want us to know. And I'm so tired of hearing that bus driver of the month that they have for chief of police. I'm not even going to say her. I'm not saying her real name. I'm not saying it. She, as far as I'm concerned, she is the female bus driver of the month.
Yep.
And she's the head of their union. And that's all she's good for.
I think you're giving her too much credit. I think she's a lunch lady.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Yeah. You know what's missing is that net. See, if she'd have had the net
she's like
on her head.
She's the lunch lady off The Simpsons.
Yeah, or the one from that movie. What was that? Meatballs, or like you really like your sloppy joes? Yeah. You like them really sloppy.
That was not Happy Gilmore, but
oh yeah, you're right. That was an Adam Sandler movie.
It was the one where he had to go back to school. Billy Madison. Yeah. Billy Madison.
Yes, Billy Madison. That's right. Yeah. She's the lunch lady from Billy Madison.
Yeah, you like her sloppy joes.
You like them really sloppy.
Extra sloppy.
Extra sloppy. That's the way you like them. Yeah.
A public records request is
sloppy about her is her job. She does a sloppy job, and she looks really sloppy, too.
That's true.
For all of the footage. As for charges.
And we have charged 5 people in this offense.
That looks like a lot more than 5 people to me.
It looks like a hell of a lot more than 5 people. And ironically, if it wasn't for this thing going viral by Monday,
they would have never. Everybody.
Dude, nobody would have been charged, dude. They would have never even pursued it. Exactly. Let's be honest. It's newsworthy now because now people are pointing. I mean, all you gotta do is look at the FBI statistics.
That's very
seriously.
True. Very true.
Black on white crime has risen very, very high. It's higher than it's ever been.
Yep.
Ever been.
But their identities and the charges remain sealed. As for the victims, Ohio gubernatorial candidate Vivek Ramaswamy says he's been in touch with the woman who was seen beaten on the ground.
Thankfully, she appears to at least be gradually recovering based on her conversation with me.
And, we can possibly...
I love that Vivek actually had a conversation with her. That's awesome.
I thought for a second there, when he cut out like that on there, I thought that was me again. I'm like, oh man, but it wasn't me. It was them.
So we're gonna end it with this. We have breaking news.
Breaking news. Yes, this is a message, a public message. What is that? What do they call that? A PSA, a public service announcement
from the Democrats,
from the Democratic Party.
Look, all we're saying is that we want representation, okay? If Republicans are going to have beautiful girls with perfect titties in their ads, we want ads for Democrats too,
Okay.
We want ugly, fat bitches wearing pink wigs and long-ass fake nails being loud and twerking on top of a cop car at a Waffle House because they didn't get extra ketchup, you know? Just because we're the party of ugly people doesn't mean we can't be featured in ads.
Exactly.
Okay?
We
and
agree.
I know most of us are too fat to wear jeans or too ugly to go outside, but we want representation.
She's right. Yeah.
Okay.
They deserve representation.
Let's give them the representation.
I mean, they got the police chief from Cincinnati. I mean, she's fat, she's ugly, and she's a lesbian. They got 3 in 1.
I agree with this lady 1,000%.
Yes, she's right. They do deserve representation.
Yep.
So all you female bus drivers of the month, you need to line up and start doing ads for the Democratic Party.
Get in your lunch lady news calendars.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we'll be one for every month. Hey, you know, we got a thing going here, Bird. We should do that. The Brick Road Podcast should sponsor the lunch lady of the month and the female bus driver of the month calendar.
I love it.
Every month we'll pick a. We'll pick a female bus driver of the month, and we'll pick a lunch lady, and and the best part of it all is we'll have the Democratic Party actually go fund us.
Yeah, go fund yourself.
That's right. That's right. Go fund yourself.
All right, everybody. On that note, though, we're going to end it. I just want to say, without God, none of this is possible. Without you guys, none of this is possible. I want to thank my family, thank my friends, thank my audience, thank God, most importantly, and I'm going to give it to Double D.
And as always, Bird, thank you for always making this happen for us week after week.
Yes, sir.
And as always, also, thanks to our audience, because without you, this is nothing. But most importantly, I do want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And with all that, good night, y'all.
All right, everybody, have a good one. Peace.
Peace. Oh, man.